So this one is Mr. Peter is the title of this Wattpad story. It is a poetic retelling of Peter Pan, and it is pretty good. I really liked it. It'll take you less than 5 minutes according to Wattpad to read. It's very, very, very short. There's 12 parts, but each part is just like crazy short. It is written by I'm gonna totally destroy this name. Sohini Goswami. Sohini Goswami is the author. Now, when I asked, the about me, what she put is, I love rabbits. So I've got two short story authors where their about me is talking about what animal they like, which I think is freaking amazing. I love rabbits too. I love rabbits. They are, as far as pets go, they're actually pretty dirty. My brother had two pet rabbits he was obsessed with, and they got eaten because we lived out in the middle of, my parents lived out in the middle of nowhere. So anyways, I love rabbits. I love bunnies. I love seeing the big old wise looking jackrabbits that have the huge massive ears and the nice noses. They just look like so savage compared to a cute little bunny with the little faces. Love them too. So great on that one. So we are talking about Mr. Peter is the title, and this is the cover art. I love the cover art. It is so cute. I'm not sure where this is from. I doubt that the author drew this unless they are multi-talented. I'm guessing this is somebody's artwork. Does it say on there? So Beanie Goswami. Sohini Goswami. That's the author's name. Sorry. Sohini Goswami. So this is the cover art. Super cute. I personally love Peter Pan. And if you've read Heroine, you know that Peter Pan is one of my beloved characters in that book. I absolutely love Peter Pan. I love reading about him, and I'm really excited to actually read the Peter Pan book, which I bought 2 copies of to my daughter, so I'm very excited about that. The about section provided by the author says this: second star to the right and straight on till morning. That is the way to the place that knows no morning. Is that a good thing though? The place where all your wishes come true, the glittery haven that knows no blue. Is that even true? That's the about. This, and then it says this altered plot is copyrighted. Translation, spelling, or selling, reuse, replication, reproduction is strictly prohibited. The tags are 2024 Ambi Awards, Ambies, fantasy, fiction, poem, poesia, poetic justice, poetry, poetry collection, poetry contest, retelling, rhyme, short story, thoughts and feelings, undiscovered. So those are the tags. So I'm guessing that this was this Mr. Peter was provided as it was like part of a contest that they were doing, and this is what they put together. It is very cool. I really liked reading it, and I was actually thinking when I was reading, I was like, oh, I should read this to my daughter. It's so cute. No, it gets a little bit dark. It's definitely a retelling of the story. It does not stick to the traditional Peter Pan storyline, which is also really cool. Again, very, very short. I'm not also a poetry person, so I don't know a lot about poetry, the different styles of poetry. I don't read it a lot. I just read to my, I read the children's poetry to my kids. And obviously I listen to a crap ton of music. But other than that, I do not know anything about poetry. So this is going to be another one where I don't have a lot of notes on it. But here is what I got as far as outline, because there actually is a story told throughout this poetry retelling, which I thought was just super creative, a lot of fun. I loved it. Okay. So let me pull up the book, because this is another one where it's like, it's so short. What am I going to end up highlighting the entire, highlighting the entire book, instead of reading from that? I don't think so. So anyways, I'm going to be pulling up that book, so that way I can, give that. So it starts out with Peter and Wendy meet, right? And then they fall in love, kind of. And then, but this is, continue next part. Very cool idea. Sorry, this is taking me so long. Okay, this is the one. So this is chapter 4 into the book, and I'm going to read this aloud to you. This is the entire chapter. Honey tongue and bewitching eyes, heart full of stories, and a voice that could never lie. Wendy has never been so moonstruck, so she tells him she tries her luck. For the first time in Forever After, Neverland echoes with clouds of laughter. Peter declines and flies far away, and as clouds cry for her, Wendy stands drenched in dismay. So this is the plot twist here that I was not expecting, that Wendy basically, according to this poem, right, which is, again, so creative, so cool, tells Peter that she's in love with him, and then he denies her, and it's very, very sad after that. So basically, I was not expecting that, because obviously Peter and Wendy are soulmates. But I do know that is a theme throughout the stories, is that Peter and Wendy can't end up together because Peter Pan never grows up, right? So this is the next chapter, and I'm just going to read it because it's fun. Chapter 5. In the bleak midnight of the same day, Neverland Peacekeepers tells Wendy that she can no more stay. And as she has sinned, she will not see another morning, such poetic injustice, yet it sees no morning. Except Peter, who mourns every day and morrow, every moment he delves deeper in guilt and sorrow. Peter is no more light. Peter loses his ability to flight. So I got a little bit confused around this, because I was like, oh my goodness, she will not see another morning. Does that mean she'll not see another morning in Neverland and she's dead? Like she got killed by the Neverland Peacekeepers? Or does that mean she's just not going to see one in Neverland? She had to go home. And Peter, of course, now is affected by this and regrets his decision to reject her and laugh at her. And he loses, in so doing, loses his ability to flight. So then it turns into this really cool story where, and we're getting into spoilers here now, is he ends up basically being, because he loses his ability to fly, because he's so sad, because as we all know, I'm assuming this is common knowledge, that Peter Pan can only fly because he thinks good thoughts, because he's so light emotionally, he can fly. And so then he's getting depressed, and he's no longer a kid anymore. He starts to age. He becomes a sailor, and he starts to get wrinkles. He grows this like blue beard. So I am wondering if this is referring to a different character that I'm not aware of. So I'm not sure what's going on after that. But the Lost Boys flee Neverland in distress. Peter cold down to his bones. Peter does nothing but groans. So Peter then turns into this kind of dark villainous character. And let's see here. Hang on. And it talks about sirens a lot. So I'm not sure if Peter is supposed to be a siren. I'm not sure though. Yeah. Okay. So I'm not sure if also Peter ends up becoming like, this like villain character who goes into the real world, but instead of staying in Neverland. But listen to this. Why him though? I wouldn't know. And he really didn't seem like Peter, no. Too aged, ragged, tainted and blue, his soul a place only a monster can brew. He looked like an angel though, eyes inspiring nostalgic shows, blood of stories on his heart he carried as he entered a world where people married and dilly-dallied. So that was interesting. Bluebeard is what people named him after his long blue beard, which he never trimmed, and his siren eyes made him look so prim that his marriage proposals were full to the brim. Bluebeard was a doctor, so honest, worked very hard, was very earnest, but everyone knew he could not keep a wife, 'cause 6 of them tragically lost their lives. What the heck? What does that mean? Did Peter start What the heck? This was the part where I was like, does he start killing these women? Like, was he evil? Okay, so listen to this. It gets even crazier. So Peter then, Bluebeard now. He was always wicked, not just now. It is a guarded secret, though. Even now, only me and you know. Peter, a siren so enchanting, always has been so heartless, yet captivating. Peter hid in lone pain and white sky, lived like a butterfly, for then he was rarely rejected, unlike storm's deadly lullaby. That's the end. So was this saying like, no, Peter was always evil. Like he was always kind of evil. I don't know. It made me think. It made me wonder. I do have a little bit more questions that I would like answered, which I just expressed. So author, if you're watching this, which I'll pin this, I'm sure you're watching this after the fact. But author, if you're watching this, the things that I want to know are, why did Peter laugh at her when she rejected him, right? And then second, why was he a siren? Was he killing these women? I just have a few little clarifying questions. However, those questions are good because I did have the caveat that I am not like a poetry reader. I'm sure there's like the hidden meaning, which is what poetry is all about. So I'm sure these questions are intended to stay questions and to make me wonder. So another one where I don't have a lot of notes. This is not a lot of notes because I am unfamiliar with the with poetry in general. I loved this story. I thought it was very, very cute, very interesting, captivating, creepy. Everything that I love. And I also already love Peter Pan. He's one of my all-time favorite characters. I love different versions of him throughout media. Love Peter Pan. So I loved this story. The way that it ended is so creepy. Big fan of creepy. Big fan of murder. I thought that was very, very cool. So Hingo Swami, cool book. Cool poetry, very creative. I don't have a lot of constructive feedback other than I just enjoyed it and I hope more people read it because it was pretty cool. Very, very cool. It takes 5 minutes and I just read about half of it anyways. Big fan of murder clipped out of context. Yep. Thanks, textual. Yeah. I'm a big fan of murder. And you know what's funny is I'm not a big fan of like true crime and murder stories. Like I'm really not. I do like exciting mysteries, high stakes, that stuff. But I cannot stand true crime or like crime movies. I watched True Detective. I was a big fan of True Detective, but that is a cinematic masterpiece. It's amazing. You can't not watch it, although it did make me sick to my stomach, but it's like one of those things. It's worth it to be sick to your stomach sometimes if it's very, very good. But other than that, like if my husband is watching Dateline, I cannot even be in the same room. I cannot hear that stuff. Side note, I'm a huge fan of Bill Hader. And he does the most amazing impression of like the Dateline guy. If you haven't seen it, look it up. It's hilarious. Bill Hader's a freaking genius. I love pretty much everything that he does. But he does the best impression of the Dateline guy and it's so creepy and wonderful. Oh, I hate that stuff too. Dateline type. Yes. I don't want to hear about a woman. He also great in Barry. Yes, I love Barry. That was really good. Although we did stop watching the last season because it stopped being so funny and turned into more of a drama, which it was a decent drama. Although it was just one of those things where it was like, I feel like they lost their way, but I did also really like Barry, especially the beginning. If anybody's not familiar with Barry, Bill Hader plays an assassin, like an amateur assassin. It's really funny, but he's very, very good at his job. But he doesn't want to be an assassin. He just feels like killing is the only thing he's good at. He wants to be an actor. and he's really bad at it. And it's like, it's funny. It's Bill Hader. Of course, it's been funny, but it does become a lot more serious as the episodes go on. I would have preferred it to be funny, like a dark humor type of show, but that's me. Again, I'm one person. Did you see the Bill Hader What's in My Bag in Amoeba? No. Once they killed someone related to the NoHo Hank character, trying not to say spoilers, I dropped out. Yep. There was a few, I feel like there was a few bad decisions on that show. Although a bunch of really good actors and funny parts too. I like a lot of HBO shows. I'll link it. Amazing interview. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Maybe I have seen it because we watch YouTube clips of Bill Hader pretty much nonstop. Anything with him and Fred Armisen. We love Fred Armisen, and they're obviously best friends. I loved their documentary Now. It was super funny. Yeah, I love Bill Hader. He's brilliant. In fact, if you fun fact about me is that if you ask me who would I like to be trapped in an elevator with, just like for the fake, they're stuck with me and they don't feel obligated to talk to me or anything. If I'm going to be stuck in an elevator with somebody, my choice is Bill Hader. Cause he just seems like he would be really cool in real life. Like he seems like one of those famous people who is actually fun and funny and nice and like kind of more down to earth in real life and not like a total prick. Like I feel like a lot of my favorite people would be. Like, for instance, Bo Burnham is probably my favorite comedian, but I think he's way too intellectual for me to actually have a conversation with him. He'd probably think I was stupid the whole time, where I don't think that Bill Hader would think that about me. So, anyways, fun facts, fun stuff, talking about all the interesting stuff. I feel like my reviews today were trash. I went off on a tangent about how much I like to do these reviews and what they should mean to you. And then I just did 2 reviews where I didn't really have much to offer. So sorry about that, Wattpad authors. I love you. You're all darlings. And yeah, today, I'm not like the best at this stuff, but I'm an amateur. Watch it or don't. It's up to you completely. This entire time I've had no idea how many viewers I've had. I've been not paying attention to the chat. It's a whole thing. 8 viewers. Yay. Crap ton of chats today. I feel like it was a good day. I think it was a good day. I had a lot of fun talking about Megaverse. And yeah, it was a very good one. Very good book. And I'm excited to read Lost in Blue. Sounds awesome. I think I have my next book picked out.